So we are reviewing The Flash Season 5, Episode 16, with the title Failure is an Orphan.
Orphan.
Yeah.
Not an option, but an orphan.
So in this one, they are offering the a meta-human cure to Cicada.
Offering to Cicada.
Oh yeah. Cicada.
To Cicada.
And
however he says it.
However Sherlock says it. And Nora is returning back to 2049, confronting Eborn Thawne, and Eborn Thawne is pretty much telling her that, you know, it's the day that Barry stops Cicada, and something is trying to break through.
Yes. So we get a small little conversation between the two, and Eobard tells Nora, he shows her the newspaper, that today is the day that the Flash stops Cicada. Now, he doesn't say how, he doesn't say what happens, he just says stop Cicada. So Nora is like super duper happy, but he explains to her that another timeline is trying to break into the current timeline and change it. So this can mean a few things. It can mean that maybe there's literally another speedster trying to fuck things up. Mm-hmm. It could mean that what we'll be discussing in a little bit, or it could be that this is
the introduction to our new villain.
The introduction to our new villain, or it could be that this is leading to the crossover. If you guys all remember the crisis on Infinite Earths, that Barry was supposed to die already, and he didn't, and Oliver did something, so who knows what's trying to change it. Yeah, but I think they only have like 24 hours left before it changes. So,
Nora is excited, and they're trying to, stop Cicada, blah, blah, blah. They're saying it so many different ways. Like, we're trying to say cicada, and someone goes cicada, and then you get Sherlock with his gibberish word.
We're just going to stick with cicada.
Cicada, yeah.
Because we're white people.
We're white people.
I'm just kidding, white people. You guys don't talk like that.
But yeah, and then, Barry's kind of like, what am I supposed to say to him, Yes. And so Nora pushes everyone to hurry up.
She's like super duper excited, and she kind of starts like dropping freaking Easter eggs on them.
Yeah,
hey, this is supposed to be this, and hey, I recognize that.
Yeah, and do this and do that, do this and do that, run for this, run for that, and she's got the whole team working at it, and they're kind of just like, okay, Barry, you're not as weird,
Speedster 101.
Yeah.
Don't ever, if you know the future, don't ever literally tell people what to do to change the future. It just makes it obvious.
Yeah, so, she's doing all that, and then they're kind of just like, how do you even know about these stuff? And she's like, from the Flash Museum, this is the day you stop Cicada and all these stuff like that. And they're kind of like, okay, kind of like confused.
It's kind of dumb because she obviously is contradicting her claims, because at the beginning she was like, the Flash Museum said that you never got Cicada and that you disappeared. So all of a sudden now it's like the Flash Museum says that you got Cicada.
Yeah, she's like working up a list to get him, and Iris and Barry's kind of like, well, if we stop Cicada, whatever, don't you go back to your original timeline? So why rush that, and let's get together before you leave, But Nora's like, I don't have time for that, and she's all like, all these stuff. And then eventually Barry does stop him, but Barry doesn't have a pleasant talk with him.
Right.
And he gets away.
Yes.
And Nora's all like, okay, let me go through what you said to the previous villains before. Like, what about Snart? You said this. What about this? What about that? And Barry's like, she's like, this is what you said to them. And Barry's all like, well, there's a change in it. The whole situation was different. It's not like this.
Not only that, Barry tried to talk to him, and Cicada gave him a Mortal Kombat uppercut. And Barry flew. He boom checked him, and Barry got hit pretty hard. And Cicada took off. Obviously, the members continue to try and figure out a way to track down Cicada, which leads to the doctor who was treating
Dr. Amperes.
Was it what's Cicada's name?
I don't know, but she was
Orlin
treating
Dwyer, whatever.
Yeah, but she was treating Grace as well.
And she was treating him, and she was treating Grace. Now, that's where we get the team up of Joe and Cecile. They team up together to question the doctor, and they're able to get her to tell them where Cicada was staying. Then once they did that, they told Barry, and Barry went to go talk to him one last time.
Yeah, and Barry went, and Barry said, "I'm not going as the Flash.
Right.
I'm going as Barry Allen,
Right.
a father of a daughter." So Barry reveals himself to Cicada that the Flash is Barry Allen, and he basically saying, father to father, it hurts you to see your child go through this, but you can stop all this by letting us cure you, and it will end all of it.
Right.
And
plus, what else does he tell him?
oh,
He also tells him that he reveals to Dwyer that Grace is a metahuman.
there you go.
Her shard had been circling in her brain for a while, and now it has grown up, essentially. It has evolved and given her meta powers.
Yeah, and it's glowing orange, like
so
how his
everything that Dwyer has been fighting against, stopping metahumans, his niece is now a metahuman. So, Barry kind of tells him, like, are you going to kill her too? She's a metahuman. And that's where Dwyer kind of gets the point that it doesn't matter about how many metahumans he kills. Because he can kill 30 metahumans, but metahumans, but then having powers doesn't make them bad. It's the personality, whether they're good or bad. They have to be bad in the heart, in the mind, to be bad. And so Dwyer goes and he goes back with Barry to Star Labs, and he accepts the surgery to use the metahuman cure and take away his powers.
But the procedure can only be done with Dr. Amperes there.
Yeah, he trusts her.
Yeah.
He trusts her, which is smart by him.
Yeah.
But she has to be there because what's going to happen, guys, is when his meta powers get dampened, his shard is going to kill him, essentially.
Yeah.
So he has to get it out.
Yeah, he has to get it out. They have to get it out, and he's gonna bleed, and he can go to cardiac arrest,
Right.
and they need to patch him up before he bleeds out and everything. So a lot of things can happen.
Right.
So he wants the Dr. Amperes there to basically make sure he doesn't die, or make sure Barry's team doesn't kill him.
Yes.
And so they do go on with the process. And so they get everything ready, and they give him the Medicare, and it stops.
It works.
It works. The dagger stopped working. Barry got his powers.
Yeah, everybody's powers start. All the dark matter power kind of reignites. His power disappears.
And then they start to patch him up, because he's gonna be going to cardiac arrest, and he's gonna be bleeding. And the process of patching him up,
Boom.
the place turns dark.
Yes. So Star Labs gets this huge power surge that like brings down all their network, all their electricity, and in comes through like the window
This person,
another Cicada,
yeah,
shows up.
but with a little bit twist of like the daggers and everything.
Yeah.
It's like not one, but it's two.
Right.
And its powers is a little bit different. It doesn't dampens, or it doesn't stop their powers. Like Barry's speed was still working,
Yes.
Nora's speed was still working, Cisco's
powers were working, but
Caitlin is immune to it.
But
yeah.
for whatever reason, this Cicada was able to shoot powers and deflect their powers with ease.
And tie them up while this person does his thing. And so Caitlin patches him up quickly and tells Dr. Amperes to leave with him.
Yes.
So, because they need to wake him up, leave with him so that he survives and everything. And they finish the process, because remember on King Shark, the cure takes up only half of the powers away, they still need to run some more DNA tests and stuff like that to literally get rid of everything. So they still need to do that second process. Therefore, they need to hide him, put him in a secure place, keep him monitoring and going so that they can complete the process.
Right.
So Dr. Amperes is running away with him, and Star Labs and their people get attacked in the meantime.
So they get beat up really badly by this cicada, in which, you know, for any of you guys who have been watching The Flash, we all kind of know who it is. It is Grace.
The older Grace from the Memorabella episode.
Yeah, so it's the older Grace, which puts a little twist on it because obviously it's supposed to be her mind.
Yeah.
But so she whoops their butt. She kills the doctor, and she takes her uncle away.
Yeah.
And now the Flash members, they are kind of in a state of shock because they were like, you know, how is this other cicada here?
Yeah. And like, the thing is, Nora has not told them exactly what she saw in that episode.
Right.
Because, yeah, she did see the uncle. But when she was getting attacked, someone else attacked her, and it was the older Grace.
Right.
And so we get the older Grace, like, taking the uncle away somewhere else, and then she reveals herself, and she goes, it's been a long time, Uncle. So it's like she's finally met him again.
Right. So it makes it a little weird because obviously the young Grace knows that they're pretty close. They've just seen each other, you know. So, and it doesn't really make sense that if her powers is that she manifests this cicada from her mind. It kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So we're gonna explain how we kind of think what it is, how she got there, which also kind of leads to the next episode.
Well, for me, this is my guess. Because she's from the future, and from looks of the preview, seems like she has more ability. Therefore, she was also the one who entered the memory. She needs to stop the memory. She needs to stop them from waking up Grace.
Right.
Because if they wake up Grace and they get that out of Grace, that future one don't exist.
Right. So
that's my guess.
Yes. So we both agree that she's from the future because obviously in the preview of the next episode, in a part they show it that there's Eobard's time pod has shown up in their timeline.
Yeah. Episode 17 is titled Time Bomb.
Yeah. So Eobard's his little time ball traveling thing has shown up here. And whatever the case is, that time ball can travel and not. It travels. It's a real time traveling thing. It doesn't mess with the timelines. It just time travels. So we believe that that's how she got to this current time.
Yeah.
Now, to play off of that, it's to assume that Dwyer gave up his powers, and she got away, and she's been continuing as Cicada. Now, she obviously came back in time because she knows now that if they stop Dwyer and they figure how to stop her, then she's not going to cease to exist.
Yeah.
So yes, we both agree that she somehow got inside of the young Grace's mind to stop them.
Yeah.
So we're going to figure out more things as it goes, but we both kind of believing that this grown-up Grace Cicada is from the future.
Yeah, and pretty much they need a dagger. The dagger that the cicada, the uncle, has is a little bit more powerful than what she has.
Yes.
You know, so in a way, we kind of agree that Eborn needs that.
Yeah.
That dagger.
Back to that part.
Yeah. Preview. He's also saying it's time. You guys remember the clock whenever Nora goes and see him?
Yes.
It kept ticking.
Yes.
And it's like days ticking. And then in the preview, it looks like it's 11 something. So his time is coming.
Right. So he's quote unquote he's telling Nora that he's going to die. But I don't believe it. I don't think anybody should believe it.
I think it's time for him to get out. That's it.
But Nora kind of drops a good statement about we're gonna be able to get him away from the dagger. That is what Eobard is after, because with that dagger, if you access that dagger, you can dampen every other metahuman's powers that deal with dark matter. And I think that Dwyer that's his ability. That is the uncle. His ability is he can dampen the powers, and I really think he can steal it. I think that he could.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, I don't think he understands that he can steal their powers yet, but he can and steal it, and use it, right? As long as he has the dagger. So Grace, grown-up Grace, obviously knows that. So she actually took the dagger and she's gonna use it. Now, the episode kind of just ends on that note. Ends on the fact that she gets her uncle, she kills the doctor, she beats up the Flash team, and she gets away. We don't know where, but they got away. Now, the preview, the Flash team starts to investigate on who she is, and it does show in the preview that they find a time pod.
Time is running out.
Time is running out.
And Thawne tells Nora, "Tell your father the truth."
Yes. Well, we don't know if it really was him, because there was a part in the preview, guys, that Sherlock sat in Eobart's wheelchair. And he didn't just sit in it.
I know, he opens something
He opens up something and he starts touching the button.
This is the thing I think
I think it was him.
No.
I think it was Sherlock who told her it's time to tell him everything.
Yeah, but here's the thing where I'm guessing, because I think the time pod recognizes that it's Harrison Wells, like how when he touched Gideon, so I know who we are.
You're right.
Hello, Harrison Wells.
You're right.
So
she's right.
So it just took it that it's Harrison Wells or Eeyore Thawne or whatever like that, but it's Sherlock Wells.
Yes.
So he just goes on with it, and knowing how his character is supposed to be, he's supposed to be smart. So
I still think that there's going to be a point in which Sherlock is going to meet Eobard.
Yeah.
I think he's going to somehow communicate with Eobard, and he's going to threaten Eobard, and I think that's where Eobard would dispose of him.
Yeah, because he's as of this episode, Sherlock's translating of Nora's book is 70% done.
He's almost done, and he's kind of not telling anybody. So he's hiding from everybody, but he's watching Nora very closely. Now, we all know, well, some of us know, if you guys have been, reading up into Easter eggs and reading up into scripts and what's going to happen in synopsis, we all, you will know that this next episode coming up is the episode in which Nora reveals everything to Barry, and it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Because she feels guilty when Barry meets the guest person who's on the show, and kind of tells her how to cope with having meta powers. Nora feels guilty, and Nora tells Barry what she's been up to.
Yeah. Barry's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very upsetting moment. Betrayal. But I have read somewhere that from these other pages that Barry Allen, he's gonna be mad, very, very mad at Nora for this.
Who wouldn't?
He's not gonna forgive her for this. It's gonna be hard. And so I think we both agree that Iris is gonna be the healing to this situation.
Yeah.
She's gonna act as the Joe West character to Barry Allen and Nora.
The thing Nora doesn't understand. Yeah, I understand she made a mistake. All she wanted was to see her dad. She worked on the wrong side. But the thing she never gained to understand throughout this time of being with her dad is that's her dad's biggest enemy.
Yes.
He's the cause of everything of his dad's life today.
Yeah. She doesn't understand the weight behind it. It's his enemy.
Yeah.
And he is the guy that made everything bad for him. But she doesn't understand the weight behind
of him
that word
traumatized as a kid, seeing his mother died and his father being blamed for 20 years of his father's life, and going back, time traveling to save his mom, but choosing not to because he realized there's a purpose behind it, and then getting locked up in the timeline and the whatever Speed Force, seeing his mom and his mom telling him that we're proud of you. You shouldn't feel blaming yourself for
Right.
this, you know? And so it's been really rough for him, and it's all of Eborn's fault. And his daughter doesn't understand that. Yeah.
His daughter doesn't understand the weight behind it. She just knows it. So it's going to be a big moment. This coming up episode is going to be a huge, huge episode for the rest of the season, because this is going to be the determining episode of who's really the bad guy. Is it Grace Cicada, or is it
Eborn's back.
Eobard? You know, we don't know. Now, I hope that Sherlock doesn't die next episode or future episodes, because he's becoming a very, very pivotal character for them.
He's actually very, very helpful. It's just like Harrison Wells for Earth 2.
Yeah.
Like, HR wasn't as helpful.
I liked HR.
HR was fun.
HR was the right guy.
Yeah, but like, you know, Harrison Wells was very, apart from Earth 2, was very, very helpful. And yeah, I understand Sherlock is a little bit different, but he does things a little bit more different, and it really helps him. He thinks outside of the box more, and he's observant, so it's really helpful to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we don't want to ruin so much for you guys who have not watched it, but we are excited to see what is going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, we're already at episode 17.
This is going to be a very emotional episode.
Yeah. It's going to be very emotional.
Yeah. Very dramatic and emotional.
I'm going to cry. I cry watching it by myself on the other Flash episodes with the Ajashi. I'd be watching it by myself, rewatching it. But yes. Yeah, we will see what happens in the next episode, and we will review with you guys next week of what happens and previews and all these stuff like that.
All right.
And that is it. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.